and welcome to RCGP's Inside Track. I'm Matt McCallum, and I'm joined by Nick. I'm joined by Nick Daman, who's here to talk.
Oh, it's there. It's not mirror image. Hello, Matt. I'm Nick Daman. I'm joined by you.
Great. It's great to have you with us. We are going to talk about RCGP Round 1. Nick, I see you've chosen the RCGP Rush logo as your background. Yes. That must mean you love it. We'll get into that soon. Reasons for and why. And what happened in the RCGP Rush. It was fantastic. I hope you didn't miss it. It was free to air, so everyone should have seen it by now. And a lot of people have seen it, haven't they, Nick?
More than 30,000 people have watched it. So it's gone particularly well, actually.
It's gone particularly well. It's just another area where we've been able to work with RCGP to create something new, which is a spectacle for all to watch RC live.
We've made a spectacle of ourselves again.
We definitely have. We're going to be talking about Round 1, which you should know by now, was won by Joe Bornhorst, and Round 2, which was won by David Ronnefalk. Let's get into it. Okay, so we talked about it. Let's get into it. The RCGP Rush. Did you enjoy it, Nick?
That was great. I mean, it try and do a lot of new things. You know, some new graphics and some new concepts at our end, and we were trying to get some new stuff done by the drivers. So there's a huge amount of new things. And whilst it was a little bit sticky to get rolling, once it got rolling, it went really, really well.
Do you think the track, like we could have had slightly closer battles? It's geared up to give you battle after battle after battle, but just because of, I don't know, the track, it just sort of split the cars up. So we didn't quite get the battles we wanted.
I think the issue is the coming out of the gate starts down the straight and then in that right-hand turn into the moguls. And that was upsetting a lot of cars. And it tended to be that just split them all up. I think it's bad luck because we saw in following finals, we had groups of cars stuck together. But it was early on. Everyone was going for it. It was kind of like, oh, this is fun. So perhaps it was a little bit more, throttle finger rather than brain being engaged. And we didn't get too many where more than one car emerged unscathed. But I think a different tracks. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be even closer. But it's still because the point about it was, okay. So if one driver gets away, it's only 3 laps, only got a minute and a half. Something else is going to come along. We just providing more action and more action and more action
and more action. Talking about the track, great track. I thought maybe it could be bigger jumps is what I expected for America, but it was an awesome track and the builders did a fantastic job to build it. Two sections of the track that stood out to me, you've already mentioned them. The moguls, a silent killer, because from above they look very, very smooth. From below, they're treacherous and they claimed many buggy lives, didn't they?
Well, there is only, realistically, by the end, people have worked out what the line was. That was the line where you were likely to go quite quickly and not fall over, because you had a quick line where you did fall over or just where you fell over. So they worked out that by taking it relatively wide and then drifting across the left, you were less likely to have any problems. That's fine if you're driving on your own. The problem is when there's 12 of you coming like down the straight and you're all funneling in. That's why the starts. We had none of these issues. There was no real coming together, no problems. They came leaping off the gate starts. They all could sort themselves out down the straight. But as soon as they turned right, that wasn't a problem. But then they hit the moguls, and everyone then wasn't able to keep the car where they wanted it to be, and they were bouncing into each other, which gave chaos, which is fine by me.
The other area of the track that stuck out to me was the corner and the far right hand of the track, just under Higo's camera, in fact, claimed many, many, many lives when the very tight turn happened that was just slightly too tight, and Buggies got caught up in that area.
Yeah, I think the other point about that was, especially when you were following someone, you kind of felt this was your chance to get up the inside of them. But if they went tight, you had nowhere to go. You either went into the back of them, had to bail out, or hit the barrier. So yeah, it was a nice little and of course getting some speed round that corner was important because that whipped you down to the only bit of flat straight, which was the short shoot before the driver's rostrum, and then that run underneath the rostrums, because there's very, very little time that you're actually running full throttle that track. It's not one of those big circuits where you're pinning it. It's most of the time you're doing something to get over the jumps or prepare for the next one.
If you don't know what we're talking about, then you obviously haven't watched Event 1 of RCGP. That could be because you haven't yet signed up for House of RC's media package. Very easy to do so. Go to houseofrc.com/media. Do that today, and then you can watch every moment of the South Carolina event that we had and be ready for Event 2, which has been announced. Nick, it's in Italy.
Yes. It's an Ospi team who are in about an hour that way. That's east, isn't it? An hour east of Milan. Mao, our race director extraordinaire, is one of the guys who knows that track very well, and he promises it's going to be perfect in every possible way, the Mary Poppins of circuits. So yeah, looking forward to it. It should be good fun. And we'll be moving on from American light beer and massive portions to Italian medium beer and massive portions of pasta and pizza. Where did we go?
Yes.
Where did we go with the pizzas? That was the last Italian round, wasn't it? For RCGP round 3 in season 1, where they had their specialty pizza. The pizza was the size of a table.
Yes, and what's
And
special about that?
Massive
What was
flagons
special
of
about?
beer.
What was special about that restaurant?
Oh, I don't know. You have to help me out.
It was the home. It was the birthplace of Scampi Rosso.
Ah, right. Yes.
The brand Scampi Rosso came out of an idea born 3 years ago. We saw a painting in a restaurant that reminded me on a certain good brand we know all.
I think it's a great name and a fantastic team. The reigning champions, they are, but they didn't take home any wins. Are you surprised? No. Are you surprised round 1 or 2 didn't see any wins for Team Associated? You're not surprised?
I'm not surprised because, no, well, now, this is a really good question, actually, because if you walked in there and it's Cole Tullard and Aidan Horn. Now, I'm not a expert at the guys who aren't the top 5 or 6 in the States. So I don't know. I'm sure I'm going, yeah, sure they're okay. But you think, oh, there's Joe and there's David, and that's where you're going to go. And then I was massively impressed by both of them. Aidan, he's a very quick driver, and he's a very nice guy, and Cole also. But Cole, of course, was the revelation of the race meeting, with a couple of seconds. So yes, I should have been surprised, but I wasn't. But I would have been.
Cole Tullard and Joe Bornhorst was obviously a race dominator for much of the event. Are you surprised by that?
No. I thought Joe was off some good. Had been off some good performance, and as he spoke to us, I think on this very show, the inside track we did live from in front of the rostrum. He's had a kind of a rebirth with his move to S-Works.
And last year I didn't know if I was going to be racing. Kind of just thought it might be over, and got a cool opportunity with S-Works. So thanks to those guys, and we're having fun. We're doing good, and looking forward.
Since this event, he's had a very good meeting as well at the PNB. So it's all going the right way for Joe. It's a big year. Hopefully we'll be seeing him again in RCGP. But obviously, there's a lot of focus generally on the Worlds in September.
Put a lot of his success down to his ability to handle the gate starts, which did flummox, as it so regularly does, many of the competitors.
Yeah, I think Joe as well seemed to be quite smug about how good he was at it. I don't know whether it was down to some sort of intrinsic brilliance due to having done motocross in the past, or whether it was just I've been incredibly lucky, but hey, I'll pretend I'm great because that'll really annoy the rest of the drivers. Yeah, no, either could be the one, but in fairness,
I don't know what you mean, Nick. I don't know what you mean, but let's let the viewers make their own mind up. Let's hear from Joe now. Is he genuinely know what he's doing, or is he just being a bit smug?
I grew up racing dirt bikes. I've been doing gate starts my entire life. The guys just go too far in, and I go right around the inside and go past them. So I'll keep on doing it as long as they keep on letting me. And thanks to those guys for blowing it in the first corner. And I have a win in my bag, and he has a DNF. If he's going fast, he can have it. I don't really care. I went in 4th and came out 1st. You think these guys would probably learn by now, but
there is something to what he's saying there, right? He is taking the panic out of it, and he is holding back, which David didn't seem to do. It didn't seem to change. He just seemed to gun it every time, and it blew up in his face every time.
Well, I believe that Mr. Ronnefalk will be appearing on this show later, so let's find out what he thinks. Was he just finger to the trigger and no subtlety, or was it just bad luck? Who knows?
Let's watch a selection of the gate starts from Event 1.
Don't forget, this is not the whole thing. There's more to come after the qualifiers, but they're away, and 12 RCGP cars sweep into the first corner and start Season 2 in earnest. And Martin will be dropped any second now to begin this, and they're away! And coming in the first corner, and it's the Beach RC team who just live it. I think it's, it's going to be white wheels of Spencer Hecker, and then fire away! Oh, and a kind of nudging there as Bornhorst, and rolling out has gone Hecker. Ronnefalk, the yellow wheels are Berg, and they were, Ronnefalk's made the whole, no he hasn't, he made the whole shot almost, and as I said he's made the whole shot, he didn't anymore, and he's actually last!
Well, there we go. None of those gate starts particularly worked out well for David. The weekend didn't work out well for him, but it did. He TQ'd both events, and he won one of them. So who better to guide us through the rest of this conversation other than David himself? Should we get him on?
I think so.
I'm David Ronnefalk. I'm from Sweden. I'm racing for the Mayako factory team.
First important question I need to ask you. Does e-buggy pay the bills? Because that's all Keenan says. And I don't understand why an e-buggy would turn around paying your bills for you.
Can we just break down that whole statement? Because I don't understand what it means. What does that mean?
Well, let's
I guess there's
Keen's
more
not
people
here.
running e-buggy, right? I guess that's what the saying is about. Like more people is running e-buggy because electric is maybe easier than nitro. I guess that.
I mean, you said to us last year on a stream that you get win bonuses or podium bonuses or whatever for e-buggy, but surely they're not more than the nitro bonuses, or are they?
I think they are. I mean, for me at least, they are same.
Right.
So,
Okay.
So
I mean, I take both classes as serious.
Okay.
I mean,
how
I'm
much?
still,
How much
you
are
know,
those? How much are those
they're a lot.
bonuses?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah, but you haven't been there with the Dave Ronnefalk money bath then, Matt. You know, it's a nightmare. It's one something. It's he's up in the crib with the hose and the brandy, whatever it is. I don't know.
It's all
57-year-old
Jake's
man,
money.
tries to be trendy.
He can't get a salary now, and I get all the money instead.
Yeah. So we're here. David, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
It seems only right to talk to you as a veteran of RCGP. You've been with the series since the beginning. That's one season plus one event so far, so a great history.
But many years, many years.
Many years you've been with the series. And it was great to have you in South Carolina. How are you feeling now in the, let's say, month after the event?
No, I'm feeling good. I think the event was great there in South Carolina. I had a good time. Track was great. Weather wasn't that good, but and wrestled on Saturday could have been better too. But I was able to round the weekend off nicely with a win there on Sunday, and I thought that I had the speed and the pace all week long basically, but I wasn't really able to get the wrestles there on Saturday in the sprint races. So it was good to be able to show that the speed is definitely there, and everything was feeling very good. So I'm happy to be able to win that. It's unfortunate, like Davide wasn't able to go. Could have been a good race, I think. You always want to be at the races where everyone is. So Joe had a great Saturday. I was thinking that it was going to be a close race on Sunday too, because he went 3 out of 3, I guess, in qualifying. He wasn't very happy about Super Bowl.
Yeah, we noticed.
I saw my. I didn't even know that I was going to be in the Super Bowl. I even walked down the driver's stand before Nick kind of said, like, "Hey, you got to go back up there," because I was third. So I was like, "Yeah, let's do this."
Speaking about Super Bowl, did you enjoy the interview where he said, "Well done to David for driving fast for one lap. I've been driving fast all day."
Good job to David for going fast for one lap. I went fast all day. Basically, just RCGP doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah,
Salty Joe.
Yeah, I heard that, but no, it was fine. I backed it up with a 60-minute good drive, so all good.
In fairness, I never like doing this. JQ actually was right about this, and it was one of his mantras the whole weekend. Is that you, as in me, Matt, the driver, should read the rules, and we read the rules. It was all written in the rules, and we were always going, "Oh, what's going on?" And Joe was one of those people who went, "Oh, okay, so I'm not on pole anymore." There we are. But yeah, so yeah, I think you did just scrape into it. And now when people say, "What use are you, Nicholas, at RCGP?" I am the driver corraller. When a driver's getting off the rostrum by accident, no, get back on, up there and go fast.
Yeah.
David, how fundamental do you think the gate starts versus the grid start, which your fortunes turned around once we got into grid start? How do you think that is something to do with the gate starts that were your problem?
Yeah, I think I even in 19 on the first year, I had some issues because I think the gate start were, yeah, I mean, it made its debut at the Thunder Alley event, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I mean, I had a good race on Saturday in the two sprint finals, but I remember all the time in qualifying, it was a couple of times you get unlucky, a few times you get lucky, and it seemed like on Saturday this time around at SMB Raceway, I didn't get one good start. I don't think I got one good start on Sunday either in qualifying races. So yeah, this weekend it definitely helped with it being a grid start for the main. But the thing was like I felt like I tried all the different kind of tactics going into the first corner and into the Whoop KO section. I tried to back off and try to see what the other cars were doing. I tried to be aggressive. Nothing seemed to work. And even a couple of times I got a great start and I was, first car into the first corner and I messed it up myself in the Whoop sections. So, yeah, it just didn't go my way. I think it's, maybe when it's your day, and sometimes you're going to have some bad luck. Definitely, I thought that there would have been less issues if the short shoot after the first 90-degree right-hander would have been, a straight, like a flat, smooth straight as well, and not the Whoop section there, because like everyone was going in different lines over that section, and the cars were kind of moving from side to side a lot, so it didn't help. I think it's fun for everyone watching. It's kind of a cool feature added to RC, and I think for the driver, the grid start is more. It's a bit more easy for at least for your mind.
Yeah.
Whilst we're talking about the track, David, as you know, after the event, the whole world gets chattering about what they've seen and what they haven't seen, and there was supposed to be a disagreement between the track designer and JQ because he wanted the track designed specifically for your technical skill. Do you think that track was specifically designed for you?
I think I don't know. I mean, to me, I feel like I've won a couple of races on any different kind of tracks. So I like all the tracks. They all have different challenges, I would say. So I never dislike a track. I can dislike a section or something if I'm not, having a great time through there. But yeah, I mean, I like the challenge, and I'll take on any track layout. But yeah, I have had good success in the US, and obviously this track had plenty of jumps into the corner and stuff like that. So I think on these kind of tracks, yeah, I do drive well normally. But the difference here compared to the other US tracks I've been to is the grip, I would say. It was a long time at least since I was at the track where it had this much grip, and I mean the track was smooth. Normally I would go to DNC races where it's like, they have the jumps, but they are also like completely blown out, and then it's a different kind of drive that you have to put in. But yeah, I didn't feel like it was made for me or made for the car or anything like that. But I certainly liked the track. I liked the layout. It was challenging. I think the middle section was was very challenging, in particular because you really had to be precise on your line through the off camber section and that kind of step on, step off jump in the front. So no, I really think they did a good job, and considering they also had some weather leading up to the event, the track was completely, fully ready when we got onto it. So it was for sure, it was good fun.
Nick, is there any truth? Was that just fake news? I hadn't heard this rumor.
Oh, no. I wasted several hours of my life listening to a couple of podcasts after the event.
Right.
As always, these things go for no discernible reason. And
Yeah.
they had the track designer on there, and there was a lot of stuff going around. So I just thought I'd ask, but
Okay.
other people have heard these rumors, and I'm impressed though. I'm impressed that we can put on an event and literally get so much noise going from it, because it was just all we're trying to do is put on an exciting racing event, not trying to upset anybody. It's hard though in RC, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. You have to break an egg to make an omelette. Nick, that section that David referred to at the beginning, the right-hander after the straight, I think you were calling it the moguls.
Well, I have to be honest. I think that was Keenan who first thought of the word the moguls, which is perfect for it. So I'm very happy
I'd
to
say
pick up.
it's a mogul section as well, because it wasn't really whoops. They were not like same on the full width of the lane. So probably moguls. Moguls is a better word.
It's crazy to watch from the video above. It just looks like fairly bumpy ground. And then when you look at the video from ground level, those things are insane. And it must have been really tricky to try and judge a line through that. Or maybe it was a different line every time, because it's it was just like these bumps were taller than the buggy themselves. So they are significantly big in the scale sense and all over the shop.
Yeah, I think what made it difficult as well was because like the corner was like right in front of you. Like when you went over the straightaway and had to go into the right-hander, that corner was like right in front of you on the driver's stand. It's always like very hard when you're having your car right in front of you coming on the straightaway, and you have to like brake and hit the apex going into this section. Like it would have been a different story if the straight would have gone all the way down to the left-hand side of the track, and you would have taken the right there, because then you would have a different perspective of the car. So that together with a grip level, and then basically I had like one line that I knew, like if I hit the apex here coming in, I can basically go like double, and then roll the last two. But that was like moving from middle close to the left and then staying really tight on that 180 corner after that. But I knew that, unless I hit this first double, I just have to slow down and kind of just, put on the brakes and just roll through there. Because if I didn't hit that first double, it was no chance of making that second one.
Got you.
Everyone did move more and more and more to the left as they went on, and there was certainly no racing lines around that first hairpin. It was to tight and hope to get away with it.
Yeah.
You said that you tried every different approach to the gate starts, because there was plenty of them with all the qualifying races. You tried every different approach, you said, but it seemed to end up with the same result, which was not the one you wanted. It seemed like Joe did the same thing. In fact, he kept coming off the driver's stand going, I keep doing the same thing. They keep letting me, and it keeps working, and I'm going to keep doing it. And for some reason, I'm not sure. I don't know. Did you stop at any point and kind of think, what's he doing? Like, what is he doing that's working for him every time?
I think, a lot of the times we were starting like pretty close to each other on the gate, and we would go down the straight like side by side, or he would be just in front or whatever. And I don't know if it's just very hard to say, to know what he did wrong compared to me. Like I felt like a couple of times I was too close to the guy in front, so I didn't have time to react if something happened in front of me. And that's like, then I touched the car in front, or and flipped over. And sometimes the car behind would be too close, and he would kind of hit me when I tried to avoid someone in front. So I think it's just like, for me, that weekend felt like a lottery. But then again, like I remember at Thunder Alley, I had I had a couple of rough starts there, but I had better luck at that at that event than I did this weekend. So I think you're just gonna have, those days where it's just not gonna work for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always try to keep a gap like to the car in front, like even not only in the gate starts, like even like racing, I try to almost feel like I'm on the brake sometimes, just to make sure I have some time to react if the guy in front would brake earlier, or if his car would come upset coming into the corner. So whatever would happen, then sometimes, yeah, you will touch. I also hit some cars, through my life for sure, that people are not going to be happy with. But yeah, I mean, I think that weekend wasn't just my weekend in the gate starts and all. I don't know. Is it coming to Italy as well or no?
Do you want it to?
I don't
Do
care.
you want it to? You don't
Yeah,
care.
sure.
Okay. Well, another question occurs to me.
I'll try to analyze Joe's starts, and then I'll go to Italy and kill it.
Yeah.
Apparently, you have to do several years of motocross first, and then it just comes naturally. That's what you said, wasn't it?
Yeah. It didn't help JQ though.
He just watches motocross.
Do you have some decision to make about where your mechanic places you on the grid, on the gate?
Yeah.
Sorry. Do you kind of did you try a few positions, or kind of go keep me as far away from this guy or whatever?
I tried a few different positions there as well. I think I went from like being on the full right side on the front row to the left side of the front row to the middle of the front row, left side of the back row, and nothing seemed to work really well. So I don't know.
So when we get to Saturday, let's say we get to Saturday sprint final one. It's the first race, the first proper final race of season 2. And well, that's where it started to go wrong.
Season 1, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I can.
You didn't finish that race.
You broke down.
Yeah, I broke down because yeah, I mean, I went on the inside of the left side corner, the 180 before that jump section on the left. I saw, and I tried also myself in some of the heat races to go like super tight in that 180 and then roll the first one and then kind of double up on top of the corner table on the far left side. And yeah, I think I was the third coming into that 180, and I decided to dive on the inside and just roll the first one and see what happens. And what happened was that I think it was Aiden that hit me straight from behind because he had no clue I was gonna come inside and roll the first one. So I mean, yeah, it was a good hit. He flipped my car upside down. At the same time, I mean, I would be kind of surprised if someone dived into that corner as well. So I didn't really say anything. I mean, it was a gamble by my side, and it didn't work out. What happened was that, yeah, from that and maybe from some of the other crashes I had pushing to come back, I had a crack in my rear arm. And then, like, after this car started feeling weird, and then after a couple of minutes, the rear drive shaft popped out because of the arm being cracked where the hinge pin is. So had to retire that one, and I mean, I knew it was pretty much game over from there. Knowing the rules, being both sprint races counting towards overall, I knew I didn't have any chance of doing anything good that day because of the DNF in that first one. So tried to do the best possible in the second one. I think I was fourth or something like this. I had a fight with a couple of guys there towards the end, and yeah, I dropped down to fourth, and guess I put me ninth overall for the Saturday.
Then Nick, in final 2, you towards the end of final 2, you kind of wrote off how the final was going to go, and then rewrote how the final was going to go about 3 different times.
Sounds familiar. Bornhorst in third. Bornhorst has already taken third, so Bornhorst has gone back into the lead overall. First and a third. But no, mistake by Ronnefalk. And Tollard gets back ahead again, so suddenly it's changes 1, 2. Oh, and they're up together. And Ronnefalk back in the lead of Tollard. It's ebb and flow. All this is doing is Bornhorst is getting closer and closer and closer. But can Tollard get ahead? He's got to get ahead to win overall because Bornhorst has come forward to third, and he's getting closer again because they're slowing each other up. Behind him is Bornhorst for the first and the third, and Tollard gets to the lead again. Tollard takes over the lead, and it's Tollard from Ronnefalk. Ronnefalk's back ahead again. They'll come together, they come up over the lump, and they come through into the final corner. They got through, and now the battle is, and Bornhorst is trying to get up the inside. Now, can Tollard get back to Ronnefalk? Ronnefalk's gapped him. But to win this overall, Tollard needs to get past these 2 laps from Ronnefalk. Ronnefalk needs to put down a marker by winning something, and Bornhorst just needs to make sure he knows where he is to finish and win overall. There's another mistake, and he's in the lead. Wow, into the lead goes Tollard. We can probably take a breath now. No, because Bornhorst is going to take him on the outside. He's not done. So Tollard managed to stay ahead. It's Tollard from Bornhorst from Ronnefalk. The can Bornhorst take a double win. He's got the inside. He's got the inside drive, and they've hit each other. Oh, it's gone again, and Bornhorst takes the lead. Oh, and Ronnefalk's out now, he's upside down, but Bornhorst on the last lap is looking for a double win. And from nowhere to everywhere, Joe Bornhorst wins again. You, Cole Tollard, Brandon Rose.
Yeah, that was the one upside down, yeah.
Yeah, that tends to be the way, in fairness. But yeah, I mean, it was a good, yeah, because Joe was down in third, wasn't he? And then he got into the lead in the last couple of laps. So he was really, I mean, I think one thing about Joe is he's a big character. He certainly, I think, he did seem to have I'll say all through Saturday and the first half of Sunday, he seemed to have the hex on the track. Like as much as the track was spiking all your efforts, and not just you, but the other drivers, it was always Joe who rose to the top. He seemed to just have the luck running with him right up until the main final when speed went or tyre choice went, one of the two.
And I think I'm right in remembering that Aidan Horn let Cole Tollard through, right?
Yeah, that was the two associated team guys, yeah. But Cole had put in a really good first run, and if Cole had held the lead, which he lost on the penultimate lap, he would have won the overall round one.
Exactly.
Because they would have had a second and first each, and as you know, the motocross rules we use means the second final trumps the first final. So it's not the normal IFMAR points rules or count back. It's just basically if you've got the same number of points, whoever did better in the second final finished ahead. It would have been Cole. So yes, with a lap and a half to go, it looked like Cole was going to win the whole thing from nowhere because Cole was qualifying. Fair, I mean, Cole was, to me, no offense, David, was the star of the event. I think because I don't know anything about him. He ended up coming second in both of the finals. They got right at the top of both the finals. But despite the fact his qualifying was awful, he's just obviously a guy who just needs more than 5 minutes to get things working. But he drove really, really well. And he was a nice bloke as well, which helps.
Yeah, I remember that because I think I came into the lead like with a couple of minutes left of that race. And I basically felt like I had that one. And then I made a mistake and I brought them back into it. And then there was like a 3-horse race there in the last 2 laps. And I remember like being third coming onto the last lap, and Cole and Joe, they came together on that left side section, and I was like right behind them, and I jumped, I hit them in the air, my car is upside down, and they both go. That was like kind of that summed up my day pretty good. I was just at the wrong spot at the wrong time all that day.
So looking ahead to Italy, have you been to the track before, the facility we're going to race at?
The Osby team.
Haven't been there, but it looks very good. Looks like a fun track. I don't know if they're going to do anything to it, if they're going to do something to the layout. But anyway, it will be great fun going there. I'm watching a couple of the Italian national races that they've hosted, and yeah, it looks fun.
So obviously it's we'll have Ongaro back. We're eagerly awaiting other team announcements. But I guess it would be fun to get back out on the track with Davide, your arch rival.
Yeah, it will be fun. I will also have a race here next week with him, I guess. I think he's going to Portugal for the Euro warm-up / IBC race.
IBR, yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're going to... there's going to be some good competition there next week, and it will be a good test. And I think we even have the World's warm-up before the RCGP, so probably going to have some good competition at that race as well before it's time for Italy. But yeah, looking forward to it.
It's a couple of minor races, then RCGP, so that's okay.
The main event, one of 4 main events. Cool. Well, thanks, David. Thanks for giving us some time.
No
Have
worries.
you
Thank
have
you.
you finished building that diff? Have you haven't made any mistakes, have you?
No, I just
all done.
It's
Yeah,
cracking
hold on.
multitasking because I can't even look at the results and talk at the
I
same
did
time.
a
He's
mistake here
he's
before
remembering exactly where he was on the track, who hit who, what happened whilst building a diff. It's like
Yeah, but I messed up here before I went live with you guys because I was doing the front and rear diff and I put 10K in the rear and 5 in the front.
no! What a
10K.
fool!
Yeah, terrible.
Disaster.
Yeah.
Oh, send yourself home.
Thanks, David.
Thanks, David. Great
Thank
seeing
you.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, some fantastic insight there from David Ronnefalk, winner of round 2. Some other honourable mentions from event 1. Of course, the all-important RC2 event took part, but Nick, your favourite class, the 40 plus.
40
Won
plus,
by Greg
it's the card it's
Degani.
all about. I know, 2002 world champion. So 20 years after he was world champion, he's now significantly older. And I think Greg would first admit quite a bit larger. But still beating those youngsters who are only just 40. I think he's significantly over 40. I am pleased it's over 40 because some of the senior classes are over 35, and that's insulting. That insults me beyond belief. I prefer
really
it should be over 50, I think.
Yeah, I do remember JQ won the over 35s class at the Worlds in Australia.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well done. Was he very proud?
This is the best thing he's ever won, I think. Might have won a few nationals. I don't know. I've not read Invisible Speed. Anyway, Junior Championship, all important Junior Championship. Cade Burnett won that. And RC2, we had Cole Caston, who won the
young man.
RC2
It was youth to the fore in RC2. So Cole Caston, who I think just didn't get into the juniors. In second place was Jermaine Robertson, who came third in the junior final. Then Austin Horn, who's Aidan Horn's older brother, I think, but still not very old. And then Jay Bourdon, who I think was second or third in the junior final. So yeah, and then Greg Degani came sixth. So keeping up the old boys, you see. So yeah, great. The RC2 was a very good event. It was quite a localized event. I mean, most of the drivers, a large percentage of the drivers were actually from the local area. Though we did have a few Canadians and a few Mexicans as well, and a couple of people who'd done Thunder Rally came right across the states. And it's a long way from California to South Carolina, as Nick Hernandez told us, because he came in a van, didn't he, to the guy behind T200 tires. So yeah, it was a good event. The
all-important RC2 category will be in Italy. You could be there racing alongside RCGP, getting all that fantastic info from RCGP, watching that spectacle firsthand round the track, but then also racing yourself for glory in the first of the European rounds. As Nick says, entries are now open over at House of RC. Should we put the link below so you can click and go and sign up? It would be great to have a fantastic RC2 showing in Italy. It would be absolutely fantastic to get some people traveling from outside of Italy to go and represent their countries, their nations at RC2.
If you have to fly, there's 3 airports within a couple of hours, and the nearest one's less than an hour. And if you need to drive and you're already in mainland Europe, it's right in the north bit of Italy. So you're not trundling down to Naples or anything.
So if that doesn't sell it to you, I don't know what will. We would love to see you there trackside. Obviously, you can watch as well. You need to go to houseofrc/media to get the media package. Let's talk about that while we're on it. You can watch on the media package. We were both surprised by the fantastic uptake of the media package. You signed up in your droves. You genuinely did, and we were really thrilled to be joined by a wide number of people watching live on House of RC's media package. But we could do better than that. We can always get more for Italy, and you can sign up and join.
Indeed, we have a sort of incentive. It's not really a direct incentive, but obviously we are on a countdown to, well, it was 300, but very nicely we said 299. And if we get those extra viewers, those subscribers, we will cover another event. Now, I'll be honest, there's an event we have our eye on, but Nothing can be confirmed. We have that number, and it may be that that event may have to drift into the beginning of 2023, or could be a late summer event. Late autumn event in this year. That's down to the subscribers we get.
So if you're already a subscriber and you want to see more events on the House of RC media package, tell your friends to sign up so they can watch along with you live. Get people to sign up, then we can get more subscribers and we can cover more events. If you're not a subscriber, then you know what to do. You have to go to houseofrc.com/media. Then you can watch the entire event 1, both rounds 1 and 2 from S&B Raceway over in South Carolina, and you'll be ready to watch rounds 2.
You will.
Rounds 3 and 4 in Italy.
Because you will understand the rules better than several of the drivers who are going to turn up. Yes, but obviously, in fairness, whilst we'd love you all to sign up, we do realise that for some people times are tight. So don't forget, you can all see all the days action. So you can see all of Saturday's action from round 1, all of Sunday's action from round 2. So event 1, they will go out in an as live format. We might edit out some of the gaps a little bit because you don't need to watch, us having lunch for half an hour with the track just doing nothing. But it will go out as an as live format, and that is going to happen on the 4th and the 5th of June. Now you have to stay tuned to know what time we're going to start. So I don't think we quite decide we're going to start in European time or in US time, but they will be out as live. So you're looking at sort of, I think, probably 6.5 hours for Saturday's broadcast and perhaps 7 for Sunday's broadcast, and we'll show it. So be just like one of our normal broadcasts. Be out live, be run as a premiere, so you won't be able to scrub forward. But
because it's live, you can't scrub forward
as live. But once it's gone out, of course, the following day you can just pick and mix and go and have a look at, as you could with any of our live streams on RCTV or RCGP. So we are absolutely, everyone see it. Just have to have a little bit of a wait.
You do. You have to have a little bit of a wait. And if you can wait for it, then it's there for you. It'll be on the 4th. You'll watch round 1. On the 5th, you'll watch round 2. Want to see them now? That's easy. houseofrc.com/media.
Let's grow RC together by signing up for House of RC's media package. Our aim is to broadcast more and more RC events professionally. But to do this, we need your help. By subscribing, you can watch every lap live, and you'll be helping to fund more free content specifically targeted at newcomers. When you subscribe to houseofrc.com media package for $14.99 per month or $100 for the season, you'll get to see every lap of RCGP. Plus, the more people subscribe, the more races we'll cover. So you RC fans get more in-depth coverage live as it happens. And newcomers get a thrilling taste from more bite-sized highlights packages, promos and action sequences. So head over to houseofrc.com/media and let's grow RC today.
Right, that's all we've got time for on this edition of Inside Track. We need to wrap it up there. We're going to be back with you next month on Friday the 20th of May, where we'll be looking ahead to Event 2. And I believe we'll have been able to unveil Event 3 by then.
Ooh.
Thank you. That's the reaction I was looking for. We'll be able to discuss how both of the European rounds are looking, how they're all panning out. I hope we'll be joined by Davide Ongaro. I've been constantly messaging him throughout this, and he has been constantly ignoring me. But Davide, don't worry. We'll be here for you next month to talk more, and we'll talk to some of the other competitors as well. Nick, thanks for coming along.
You're very welcome, Matthew.
It's been great to have you. Nicholas. Thanks, Nicholas. And we will see you next month. Stay tuned to RCGP. Go back and watch everything we've talked about on the House of RC media package, houseofrc.com/media. You'll be ready for Event 2 in Italy, and you'll be able to join us and get closer and help us grow RC, and perhaps help us to add that all-important extra event to the media package. That's what we want, isn't it, Nick?
Absolutely. I want to go somewhere else and talk about racing cars. That's what I do. Well, so that's what I do best. That'd be very that's what I do. I enjoy doing most. There we are.
That's what you do least worst.
I'll take that. No, I'll take that. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So sign up to houseofrc.com/media. Sign up. If you haven't signed up, if you have signed up, tell your friends, get them to sign up, because then your package will get you to see even more races, and all of us will be able to help grow RC together. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Inside Track.